I'm gonna be down here. And then y'all start it. Like, okay.
I think we're live.
We're there.
Hey. How are we sounding, Dominic?
I don't have the headphones on, Dad. No, this is. That's not going. Oh,
see,
you gotta. You have to put the. You have to tighten the thing down there.
I did. It's tight.
No, it's not.
Hashtag. We don't know what we're doing.
No,
I
do.
Hey, yeah, you do, buddy. And hold on 1 second. I have to transfer some money to my oldest daughter because she. Whoa.
Oh, dude, it should be.
You're good. We won't bump it. Yeah, we're fine. Yeah.
Don't knock it or anything.
Hey, give it up for Dominic Colby Hickman.
Production manager.
Yeah, I have to send some money over there because they're at Baskin Robbins.
He sent the kids away.
Sent the kids away to Baskin Robbins. Thank you, sweet, sweet Trump bucks.
Did you get them?
Yeah. Yeah, I did.
You got them and went to Home Depot.
What do you do with your Trump bucks?
I put them in my savings account, actually.
It's kind of weird. That's not what he wants you to do.
Oh, which one are you?
Which one am I?
Are you the 8110 or
Oh.
2631? You don't know.
What?
Which is your bank account?
Why did you just dox us? We're live.
Okay.
I mean, it is just the last four numbers.
Sure.
Like, I'm not even going to talk about it anymore.
We're just going to stop.
Hey, Patrick.
Patrick says, what's up? All right, I got to finish pouring these drinks. And while we do.
Hey, Patrick, you can use my card, whatever you want.
Yeah.
It's just the last 4 digits.
This is part of the collective.
Oh, my God.
So, yeah. Patrick, good to see you again. Faithful. Old Patrick. He's the best. Is there a way we can pull Patrick in later on?
Yeah, probably.
All right. I want to pull Patrick in.
There we go.
Dude.
Patrick, I might send you a link.
I miss Encounter, buddy. That was so fun. Wasn't that fun, Dominic?
Yeah.
For children. It was an era.
It was. It was a good one.
Fantastic. Okay. And are we ready for okay, so Kana is putting the baby down, but I'll let it go this time. Oh, that was you. Yeah. He's logged in?
Wait. That was you?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Look at that.
He's asking you, Patrick, how does it sound?
This mic.
Okay, so before we go any further, yes, that's yours. Kana will be joining us here in a second. But without further ado, let's bring on our neighbors, our friends for many, many years, Paul and Klair Latino.
Hey. There we are. We've been in the wings,
waiting,
enjoying the show from backstage.
From down the street.
Half a block away.
Yeah.
We're your closest virtual guest.
Yeah, so close yet so far.
Yeah, it was good. I think because earlier in the week, Patrick, Dominic, the
other two Renee's people here.
Oh, Renee's here too. Great. Hey, girl.
Hey,
Renee.
Did y'all see any clips from Renee's interview the other night? It was fun.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
Good thoughts, Renee. Enjoyed it. Table salt.
Yeah, so early this week we were like, let's do this deal. It was really fast. I think it was Sunday night. We're like, let's hang out on YouTube together, and then we're like, let's do it in person because that's silly. We're right around the corner, and then we're like, or maybe we should separate. It's still like quarantine time, and there's the sensitivity that we should use. It might seem weird. And then we went back and forth, and we're in like last night, we were picking up, kids are playing with each other, and we're like, let's do it in person. And then it was, I think, when I got the message from Emily, Claire, that you were like, having second thoughts about it, I was like, yes, I felt that way too. But for whatever reason, it was like, let's cowboy up a little bit. Like, come on, let's show that you can, and neighbors can still get together safely and that kind of thing. And then it was like, no, actually this feels better. And I'm glad you said that.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I think it's definitely the, I don't know if you call it the people pleaser in me or the empath in me. But I don't know about you guys, but I definitely, am surrounded by friends and family that kind of, are handling the quarantine differently, being super strict and conservative. And, Paul and I live with his dad, and we're close to my elderly parents. So we have to keep that in mind. And a couple people in our community have gotten COVID this week. So it's just, I kind of had an emotional reaction this week that kind of hit me. And one of my mom's friends passed away from it. So I was like, wow, I think this week more than ever, more people that I know have it.
Yeah.
And so I think it was kind of like a sensitivity. There was no fear that I would like get COVID from you guys, but just this sensitivity of families that we know that have had to be separated for 10 days in their own homes from one another.
It's kind of a wild social navigation dilemma that I don't think anybody anticipated, right? Like, of course, not to, that's the least of the worries if you actually have the disease or one of your loved ones does. But for those of us who are blessed not to have it currently, it's something we didn't anticipate having to, like, some people who are offended if you are wearing a mask, like, get that mask off your face. You're not wearing that in my home, rather than some people who are, we of course haven't seen in so long because of, the concerns. But
yeah,
it's interesting having to navigate
Blair,
that.
I like what you said about people pleasing.
Yeah.
I think that's, Paul, that's the way I feel, is that I'm continuing to, sorry, y'all were breaking up there. I was worried we lost him, but it's like, I'm continuing to think about the optics of things, like now more than ever, I feel like like socially, I just want to make sure that everybody knows that I love them. There was a point in time where disagreement didn't mean I hate you. And nowadays it's like, if you disagree, that must mean you hate me or you don't love me or whatever the case may be. Yeah, or enemies, right? And so you're like, you can't really, So this kind of now more than ever, the COVID thing and understanding, and we never did this for the flu because it had already become socially acceptable to walk around with the flu.
Right.
But now in this era, it's like if the flu would have happened during this social media and influence and all, like, what would have happened? How would we've been, maybe we should always wear masks. You ever think about that?
Yeah.
Like, that's okay. Maybe we should be wearing masks inside. Okay.
Yeah. It might be the new socks, just part of the expected apparel. Just put on your socks, shoes, and mask.
Or pants. It's like, I don't know, man. At one point, somebody was like, yeah, dude, you just got to wear pants.
Yeah. The new boxer brief discussion will be surgical or N95.
Or disposable or
homemade or disposable.
Homemade. The first time that one of my patients told me that she made her own mask because her husband had it, I was shocked. I was like, wait, what? You made your own mask? She's like, yeah, I just wanted to do something, and we had to be separated. I couldn't believe it. And then within a week, it was all over the place that people were making masks and other businesses. So it is so neat how people have been so creative and innovative, out of this pandemic and situation.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
I mean,
nowhere.
yeah, all kinds of new things, right? Yeah. So anyway,
Mhm.
this is a weird way to hang out with
Yeah.
neighbors, I mean,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I think again, it's like there's something to it. I wouldn't have had that thought, and I think the fear here, if I'm honest, like maybe somebody's watching and they're like, man, you're such a wuss, or you're such a sheep, or you're that kind of thing. And for
Mhm.
me, it's like Paul and I were just talking earlier. We're like, we hung out on Zoom when we literally couldn't go,
Yeah.
and other people like we hung out on
Yeah.
Zoom, and I remember
Yeah.
having great conversation and things like that. And
Mhm.
Yeah.
so that's why we're given this
Yeah.
thing.
And so, yeah, I appreciate that feedback, because I have the complete opposite
Oh, really?
of
Mhm.
complete opposite of being insensitive or
Fear of someone thinking that about you.
fear
Yeah.
of someone thinking that I'm not being sensitive or careful, or my mom,
Mhm.
thinking that I'm not being careful and I'm not thinking of her, that I'm
Mhm.
putting others in my, that I'm going to spend time with at risk, that I'm not being sensitive.
Wow. Yeah. I don't. Yeah. It's very. Yeah. That's interesting. That's very interesting. That is hard as well.
Mhm.
I can imagine. So yeah. I mean, so all in all, it's just an interesting social
Yeah.
Nobody's mapped this out.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Nobody's mapped this
Right.
out yet, and so
Right.
it's kind of neat to see history and things
Mhm.
happening, in real time.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I remember when people used to make their masks.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before we,
Well,
um,
I don't know if y'all have done this, but so I just flew home from Pensacola today, and
Mhm.
I miss seeing people's faces. Like I was at the airport. Whenever I'm at the airport, I always try to see if there's someone I know. Usually there's not, but every now and then you will run into
Yeah.
someone but you can't.
Yeah.
It's hard to do that with a mask on. But two, I
Yeah.
almost I subconsciously started wondering, oh, that person, they're really a stickler about masks, and that person's not. Literally making judgments about people, and potentially even their political party based off of how they wore their
for
mask,
sure.
how often they adjusted.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's so crazy. I was like, why am I thinking about this?
Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
That
was,
is
I was caught myself. I was like, wow, nope, don't
no,
want to go here.
that's incredible. I was at
or
IKEA.
just embrace it and make it a game.
Yeah.
It's a
No,
fucking
yeah,
game, man.
totally. I mean, there's that. It's really good. We were watching Price is Right last night. Don't ask me why. We've been going back to old school game shows as a family. We watched
Yeah.
2 episodes of old game shows. So we did Price is Right last night, and there was this super dramatic white lady that was just so just so great and stereotypical of what you want. And
Mhm.
they
Yeah.
were who are these people in the front row that you came with? And she was like, it's my girl. It's been a dream of Karen's her whole life to come on The Price is Right. And so we came, and it was just so good because Karen is a thing. And to your point, Paul, I mean, somebody just went ahead and took that game that we used to play, because I remember playing that game. The game where
Yeah.
you sit at, you're at Chili's or wherever, and everybody that walks in, you
Yeah.
have to give them a name.
Mhm.
That's a
Right.
that's a funny game.
It's
That's
so
a great game.
Your mom taught me that game. You know, your mom taught me that game
I taught.
when we were at a
Yeah, I
Denny's.
might have taught my mom that game, but yeah, really, it's when we got bored. It's when we got bored when she would leave us in the car at Target. And Mom, if you're watching, that was just an era. That was a time. That was a period of
Yeah.
time where you could do that with kids at Target. No big deal. Just on Gessner and Belfort, right there at the Target.
Yeah.
Or the Mervins. The Mervins on
Yeah.
Beachfront.
Open.
Mervins, yeah.
Mervins open. That's right.
Open.
That's so
Open.
good. But yeah, we used to. So everyone that walked out of the store, my brother Ben and I would be we'd name the people that were coming out of the store when we were kids. But yeah, so Karen, that's hilarious. It's fine. It's fine. But yeah, it's interesting. I was at IKEA picking up some furniture for the house, which, by the way, oh my gosh, I took a shower in my own shower.
Yeah. Ah, no way.
I like literally got
Finally.
emotional about it. Yeah, I was like, I haven't, it just, not to have a home, a home base where you don't have
Oh
to
yeah.
get dressed in
Right.
the stall to meet,
Yeah.
things like that. Just,
Mm.
yeah. And I know it's like a first world problem for sure.
Yeah, little things that
But-
we take for granted though.
But that's what we take. Yeah, that's absolutely what we take for granted.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, so the house is more in order, and
Great.
we can. I want to show you all the side of the garage. It's awesome. But
It's the most beautiful
Yeah.
side of a garage I've ever seen.
I witnessed it yesterday.
yeah, it's amazing.
He may become our garage man.
That was good work.
I'm in. Yeah, no, that was good. But yeah, so
IKEA.
the IKEA. I was picking up this stuff from IKEA, and had to stop in for the Swedish meatballs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they have chicken tenders now, though. But I was like,
They've expanded their menu, right? It used to be just like
Lingonberry. What is the berry
yeah,
that they have?
Lingonberry. What is it? Ice cream
I don't know.
or
No,
something?
I know. Or it's like a juice or something. Oh no,
Yeah,
no,
juice.
it's that. Oh man, Renee.
It's like a
would know.
jelly.
Renee, what's the
Marmalade jam.
Renee would know. It's
Marmalade.
like a
I believe
marmalade.
We talked about marmalade last week.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
I believe
marmalade.
it's a jam. It's a jelly that goes on
Yeah, they put it on the side
Meatball.
of the Swedish
meatballs.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
With
And
the
the mashed
meatballs,
potatoes and the broccoli. It's good. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. It was a tender. Hey.
Yeah.
What I miss?
Hey,
Hey,
lady.
hey, Kana.
It's my wife. Welcome to the show. Here, come on in all the way.
Oh, but what if the baby cries?
Oh, there we go.
Technical difficulties. Hi, guys.
Hey, Kana.
Hi, friends.
Good to
Hey,
see you.
girl.
Ollie's down.
Yes, fingers crossed he stays down.
Yeah,
He's
we
been.
won't speak too loudly.
No, that couldn't happen. Wait, which one is mine? None of these. Hmm.
Yeah, we were talking about. So anyway, I'll finish
It's
the story.
chutney.
Chutney.
Meatballs.
I feel like we talked about that last week too.
That's chutney.
Did
We
we?
did.
Yeah.
We did talk
Talked about a lot of like.
I don't know. Yeah, it's chutney. We were talking about IKEA. I stopped in for the Swedish meatballs.
I haven't been there in years.
Yeah, but the Swedish meatballs,
Right.
mashed potatoes, broccoli, chutney. Apparently,
Ma-
is what it is. And what
Yeah,
is
I have questions for Renee another time about chutney.
what's the fruit?
It's a special fruit. Elderberry. No,
Is it
it's
elderberry?
no. I don't know.
Renee.
Lingonberry.
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 Lingonberry. I think it's how
Lingonberry.
they,
Mhm.
maybe with the umlaut over the
Mhm.
O or something.
So,
IKEA.
do they
That's as
do
far as
they
we've gone.
make up the do they make up those words?
No, they're any. It's another language.
What, Sweden?
It's like,
I think all of Swedish is made up.
Sounds like it to us, maybe. Just like
Yeah.
I
Add
just
some
put
letters in
Someone
there.
had to make it up.
last night. I put together a rastan.
a
No,
What is it?
Rost.
Oh, is it a
Rastan.
rast?
Rust.
Rastan.
Rust.
No, just a Rost.
Oh, just a rast.
It's that
Listen.
super cheap,
Lingonberry.
unpainted furniture. It's awesome.
Yeah, Ross,
Paint it,
the chair, right?
on it. No, this is a dresser. Like a
Oh, right.
Oh, nice.
Oh, it was
We're saying
intentionally. It's like meant to be painted.
yes.
Oh, okay.
Well, or you
No.
could
Or
leave,
you leave
you
it
could leave it
natural.
natural
Yeah,
or
yeah.
stained,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
whatever.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
we had an almost finished closet that now is going to be finished tomorrow. So man, we're
Yeah. Is that the last piece?
living the dream.
Ooh, well, real close. Yeah.
Almost,
I mean, you
yeah.
know, there's
So bathroom's done.
the bathroom.
bathroom's
the
done then?
bath.
I was just saying.
Yeah.
I,
That's awesome.
I cried. It was lovely.
That's
It's
I
okay.
bet it was so great.
It was.
awesome. Yeah, little things. I know they're first world problems. We understand that, but
Truly.
we didn't have a floor for how many
Yeah.
months?
6 months.
Y'all
It's
have been
not-
through this.
Which
Mhm.
we had a home that was warm or cool in the summer and warm when we want it to be. Nothing to complain about, but just not being able to walk freely through your living room or your
Right.
kitchen.
Right.
It's something that was very welcomed once it was done.
Yeah. And I forgot that we had our dining room table, I think, in our living room for like
Hmm.
6 months or something.
Yeah.
Right.
I just had a flashback of that last night. I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I think you really,
Nothing to the world,
yeah,
of course,
but
but
it does appreciate when you
yeah.
get it back in order. I think it's
Yeah.
good to be detached for a little bit, of not having things in
Mhm.
order. But then when it is very nice.
Hmm.
No, it's
That's
true.
a huge deal. Like I thought, detachment. This is a lesson I think I learned through this process. Is like detachment. For so long, I just thought was the like detachment from stuff.
Right,
that
sure.
stuff
Mhm.
Hmm.
that I needed to detach myself from. But I think detachment more than that, perhaps, like is when there are uncontrollable circumstances that you want, especially somebody. I'm obsessed. I'm borderline like OCD, and not borderline in the
Yeah.
it's in the illness, but like I really can't. Visual clutter can like destroy. Yeah, it can destroy my
Your
day.
mood.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
it can destroy
It
my
can.
day. I can't
Mhm.
focus. Can't eat.
Borderline.
Can't. Yeah. So anyway, my
Mm.
yeah. So but learning like how even to pray for virtue and look for ways to ease that tension in my mind.
Mhm.
Everything's out of order. I can like
Yeah.
order my I have like a catch-all in my
Hmm.
in my closet that like I can organize that.
I have
and
control over this
control-
one little
yeah,
space.
I have
Yeah.
control here.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Mhm.
so
And-
letting
and
go of
letting
that.
go
Yeah, so
of the
letting
other
go of
stuff.
even just like
Right.
I can't control this. This disorder is not controllable by me. I'm
Right.
not in charge here.
Uh-huh.
And so what do I do with this? Detach from
Yeah.
the need and desire,
Yeah.
to have everything under control. And so, yeah,
Mhm.
houses
Mhm.
teach you that. Owning property. Learn.
That's why I'm
Grasshopper.
never gonna own
You don't
property.
own anything.
I'm gonna own a 17-foot something maybe, but
Shortly.
that's all I want to own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, that sounds exciting. Snake or
crossed.
bus, I don't know. Whatever.
A snake.
Right.
A 17 foot.
Foot
What
snake.
are we talking about, Emily? Why don't you go ahead? I mean, fill us in.
Just a little shell of
Little-
a home, a little trailer.
Little
Ah,
portable
okay.
home.
Tiny home.
Hopefully.
Hey, those are appealing actually. I
Mhm.
sometimes envy the tiny home owners.
Yeah.
Have y'all seen the documentary, the minimalism
Mm-hmm.
documentary?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
the minimalist. I
The
believe.
Minimalist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they featured a couple tiny
Mhm.
homes. I'm trying to remember if there was any portable homes on there. The thing
Mhm.
that surprised me that I appreciated is that one may have minimal things, but the things they have are quality.
Yes.
And I would tend to say that I tend to be on the budget friendly cheap end.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
And so I can appreciate, like, that's true. Like, if you're gonna get something, you want it to last for a while. So
Yeah.
it helped me kind of see that
Mhm.
perspective. Like, my sister-in-law was saying how she bought a really nice leather jacket for her husband, and he's had it for well over 20 years.
Right.
Mhm.
And she wanted to buy one for her daughter this year for Christmas for our niece, and buy a really good one. And so I think thinking that perspective, like, I want something that will last for a really long time,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
so I don't have to buy a lot, or I don't have to have many of it. I have like one jacket, like a capsule wardrobe. Like, I got the one jacket. That's all I need.
Mhm.
Right. It keeps me
Well,
warm.
the guys had like
And
4
it's beautiful.
shirts.
Yeah.
Every year, 4 shirts. Yeah.
I have a North Face jacket that I've owned since before we were married.
Yeah.
Long before, probably. I think I got it maybe my senior year
Of high school?
Of high school.
Yeah.
And it's still good. I wore
Wow.
it yesterday. Yeah,
Yeah.
or today. Yeah, it's wild. I mean, I tracked it down one time on the board. No joke. This sounds like a silly, crazy. Oh, sure, but it was the border of France and Spain. I left it in
Wow.
a taxi. I had to transfer to a different train station, in Bordeaux.
Oh my
Sounds
gosh.
freaking like a silly
It really
movie.
happened.
It really happened. It was in Bordeaux, and so
You're like, I got to get that jacket.
I left it. Yeah, I left it there, and so we were as well studying in Austria, and so the final weekend we could travel, I called the train station, and somebody had turned in a jacket, but I had to go all the way to Bordeaux, or that region, and tell them what's in the pockets. And so
Wow.
yeah, so I was broke. I couldn't travel anywhere that weekend anyway, so I was like, let's go. I'm like, who else is broke? Jeremy Barta. And so, Jeremy and I took like a bottle of wine or two and packs of smokes and just went all the way to Spain, the border of France and Spain. Morning time, it opens up and they're like, what's in the pockets? And I'm like, Marlboro Reds. And they come back and it's Marlboro Lights. And I'm like, that's my jacket. I promise you, that's my jacket. Yes. And they were like, yeah, okay, take it. And then we got back on the train and went all the way back to Austria. Because it took that long. It was like a day. Yeah, it was like a day trip both ways.
Wow.
We had to get back to.
So one bottle for the bottle.
Maybe, I don't remember.
Yeah, one bottle each way. Probably.
Sure.
And we smoked stale cigarettes all the way home.
Gross.
It was like 2 months. It was there. Oh my gosh! But anyway, to your point, yes.
Wow.
But it's lasted.
But it's lasted. The North Face jacket is still
lasted.
Yeah.
Right, and I mean, it doesn't. It's like he didn't get like a lime green and purple one. He got a gray and navy blue one, which I mean, it just like the colors last. It never looks like out of style or whatever.
Yeah, even a North Face if it's
Plastic.
red. Yeah, if it's red or yellow, is like it's a North Face. So it's just what it is.
Yeah.
Patagonia.
But now it's more important to keep it, right? You can't let it go now after a story like that. Right?
Right.
It's
Effort's like part of the family.
Absolutely. Yeah. You'll see it tomorrow and you'll be like,
Like, why?
You probably shouldn't have.
Wait.
Yeah.
Bordeaux. What year was that?
Oh gosh, that would have been
1998. 1999.
1999. Probably 99.
No, you were there 98.
Yeah, 99 was
there
there.
90.
Well, you graduated high school in
1998.
1998, yeah. When did y'all meet?
98 was a good year for Bordeaux, right?
Exactly. I still have a bottle.
No, we don't have any wine from that occasion. If we hear my baby crying in the background a little bit, let's just like hope that he goes back to sleep.
Patrick says that belongs in a jacket hall of fame. I don't know.
Is there such a thing?
Yeah.
Where would the jacket hall of fame be, Paul?
What town?
What town?
Probably, I think it'd be in Minnesota.
What'd you say?
Minnesota.
Sounds like something that would,
Yeah,
Duluth, Minnesota.
Oh,
is
Duluth.
where that,
That's a good one.
or near the Arctic or something.
it's a small roadside museum that you wouldn't know was there until you stopped to get gas and paid $3 to it.
Just read all the stories of said jackets.
Yeah.
What they've been through.
Yeah, that would be a great story to put along with
story.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
That's
what
what Patrick's saying.
Yeah.
He's saying it belongs there. I believe.
Yeah.
I agree.
New business.
With a and you could view it. Yeah. Or Bordeaux. Yeah, Bordeaux would be another great place to have a jacket hall of fame.
Oh my gosh.
I'm sure a lot of people leave things. You wake up in Bordeaux and you say, "Where's my
All
I
kinds of
just leave
things.
it. Not any Hickman. He's like, I gotta get my jacket.
I know right where I left it.
Where?"
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey, I went to speaking of museum in Minnesota, or you're talking about a Hall of Fame, but it's kind of like a obscure museum. You remember this? I went to the Spam Museum in Minnesota, in Austin, Minnesota. Yeah, it was the birthplace of Spam. Austin, Minnesota.
There's an Austin, Minnesota.
Yeah, actually, it was not too far away from Houston, Minnesota. No joke.
Hey,
But,
I'm gonna figure that out.
yes,
I
Spam
love
Museum.
Texas history. I want to know
It was
why
like
they named them up there. That's great.
in a mall, in a shopping mall. Just it was like a little U-shaped hallway. You just went in one end and came out the other.
Nice.
Reading about the history of spam.
How,
Do you
how did
remember
you
anything
end up?
from it?
No. How did I end up there?
Yeah.
I was on Net
I
Ministries.
knew
So
it
we
was
spent
gonna be net. I
That
knew.
makes sense.
I knew it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think we just went to the mall because that's what you did.
Right.
And
Mall of America.
I've been there.
Yeah.
no, it wasn't that one. It was a small mall in
Any
Austin.
Minnesota mall.
It was just
In Austin,
they're
Minnesota.
big into malls there.
But we're like, oh, hey, look.
No, but
Spam.
you did. Remember, you just would go to the mall, whatever city you were in.
yeah, of course. It's where the tour
Yeah,
bus stopped.
Come on.
Right.
Also, on Net, most people would have they get a monthly stipend of like $30 or $35, which is nothing, but you don't need to pay for anything really, right?
Right.
It's just for if you need deodorant every
Essentials.
3 months, or
But you needed a jacket,
Or a
actually.
haircut.
I need a jacket,
I'd
a
get
haircut. Yeah,
But
Yeah.
he needed a jacket.
Yeah. Oh, you needed a jacket. Yeah.
Because we talked
Yeah.
about
'Cause
a
you're in
big part
Minnesota.
of his whole Net experience was he was all in the north.
Right.
So because I asked him, I said, did you pack a jacket?
I had to think about it. I was like, no, I guess I just had to buy it because we were talking about snow with the kids. I've had my lifetime quota of snow. I don't miss it. I'm happy. I would be happy for the kids to experience it, but
Right.
I don't care if I never see it again. I had plenty.
I'm done with snow.
Man.
In Fargo, North Dakota, is like
No.
negative 30 degrees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't
Like
need
I
it.
want to live in a place where it snows once every 2 or 3 years. That's fantastic.
Mhm.
That's
like
Austin.
that's
Yeah.
here kind of.
Yeah, it's more
It
like
doesn't
once
stick.
every-
It doesn't hit.
Yeah.
It doesn't stick
Doesn't
like
stick.
it
Like
does in
Austin,
Austin.
yeah. But Austin, yeah, it's every few years.
Yeah.
Mhm. Dallas. And it's nice.
No.
Mhm.
How get
Too
oof.
much in
I
Dallas.
didn't
Am I
mean.
sitting next to you?
I didn't mean we had to live in Dallas. I just meant that's the kind of thing that happens there.
That is the forbidden.
I have shamed us all. I am sorry. I apologize. I love
No.
my Dallas
No, we
people.
love. Yeah, we love our. Well, they don't. Do we know
We
anyone who
love the
lives in
people.
Dallas? Yeah.
We love
They're
Yeah,
like you
people-
live in
What?
Irving.
we
My
And
brother lives in Dallas.
kind of love the people. I
Stop.
I'm pretty
Dallas
sure Krista
proper. That's
Foltz
awesome.
lives in Dallas proper.
See, I like her.
So
Oh.
she's the only one I really know that lives in Dallas proper.
Yeah,
I can
I'm
think
just
of.
kidding,
Anyway.
but I'm not.
Renee says she's also had her life quota of snow. Well, then
Well,
you
too
better
bad
get
for
here
you.
as fast as you can, because
Yeah.
Right.
Please, Renee, come down here.
you're in
That'd be
trouble.
great.
Eventually, hopefully.
That's funny.
Are we really slowing down now?
Yeah,
I
that's
think
all right.
so.
Okay.
Look at that.
Do
Not-
we look really slow?
yeah.
We look really
I
slow,
think we're
don't we?
really slow.
I
Yeah.
just
So-
go down to Renee.
Okay, so
Just Renee.
yeah, let's show
Unless you
some
don't.
shots that we were looking at earlier.
Oh
from-
yeah.
Ocean
one?
shot.
Speaking of the best weather
Right.
ever,
Oh my god.
this day that if you
Hmm.
saw our cover, you saw a photo that Paul Latino took at Lake Atitlan.
Here. This one.
Yeah.
So the reason we posted that, it's like the three of us, Claire, and then Paul was behind the camera for that one.
Right.
So it's the closest we could.
We were all
of
together.
us, Yeah.
We were all together. Yep.
Mm.
Such a cool place.
Yeah. And that place, yeah, it was so cool where y'all stayed.
Oh my gosh.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That was a surprise. I mean, it really was a surprise. As we were getting
Yeah.
there, telling us about the place, it's like,
Yeah.
oh my god, it's
And
insane.
this,
Yeah.
one, hold on. There's one of y'all.
We were planning on
But it really
sleeping-
was.
We were gonna sleep in that little like downstairs.
No,
or
Andrew was
gonna
supposed to sleep
in
there, and then there's like a scorpion down there, and he was
Yeah.
like, "No, I'll take the
Nah,
couch."
couch.
there was we were like we were couching it.
Uh-huh.
That's right. We
Yeah,
were like
yeah.
we'll just stay on the couches.
This is
yeah.
oh, there it is.
Pat.
That's-
Yeah.
Aw. Paul and
Aw.
Claire in Guatemala.
I love those doors.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's such a
Yeah,
cool
it-
place.
You want-
It still seems dreamlike. Like you said, the weather was absolutely perfect, and I know what it's like being on the receiving end of people's stories, going to amazing trips.
Right.
And when you're listening, you're like, oh wow, that must have been great. Yeah.
Yeah.
You just can't convey. It doesn't compare.
a
You can
drone
experience in
shot.
person.
A drone shot does wonders, though.
It does.
Like
It
a
helps.
drone shot might
Aw.
even do it like
Aw.
more justice.
Good
It-
time.
it is, yeah. Oh, look at those beautiful ladies.
Yeah,
Did I take that one?
it helps.
Who
No.
took that one?
Paul,
Renee.
Renee.
It looks like a
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is,
Not it.
I enjoyed those boat rides.
But then
Oh yeah.
this was that the first was that sunrise or sunset?
No telling.
Well,
It's sunrise.
that was sunrise.
Yeah,
like,
it's sunrise.
there. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's facing. Oh, that's facing Fuego.
Mm-hmm. You
That's
can see the
Fuego's
smoke.
smoke.
Mhm.
Is it? though?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh
Yes,
yeah, I
it
guess
is.
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
I don't understand the dock though. The dock
dock?
that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it
on
does
the
make sense that the dock is facing that way.
Oh,
no, it did.
because
No, it
it's
did.
Flipped.
It did like
You're
that.
flipped. You're
Mhm.
or whatever.
No,
Anyway.
the dock
Yeah.
did face that way. Yeah, maybe.
That's the way I remember it. That makes sense to me.
The
sun
first
was.
over there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
shortly after that, hopefully this is gonna work.
Drone crash. I love it.
Oh wait, hold on, I have to do this.
It's named drone crash.
My first.
It might be. It's a little slow. The first time it plays, it might be a little slow. But we can.
Oh man. Super slow.
Hold
I'll
on.
just say I was able to use part of this clip.
Yeah. I see you. You're in the back there. Andrew's shooting a music video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put the handsome guy out
Right.
front.
Yeah. Put the hood on.
Hold on, let's wait again.
Oh, will it?
It'll hopefully, because this is what happened last time. There we go. Yeah.
Is it? No, it's
Yep,
still skipping.
It's a little bit. No, it's better. I promise you.
Is it?
Yeah, look at Melissa.
No, it's
Oh,
king.
it was so. It was.
Stop it.
better.
Get that out of here.
Turn it off. Turn it off.
Womp womp.
Is that such a cool shot though? Whatever.
Right on. Should I unplug that?
Oh, the screen.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I think that's what's
No.
slowing things down.
No.
From a movie.
Mhm.
It looked like
Hold on.
Can you get that
Now we
off
don't
of
know
there?
how to get it.
I'm
She's trying.
Thank
She's
you.
trying.
I'm still new to this.
You're doing great.
Technology. Well, so did y'all talk about any?
That was terrifying.
of
Being over the water.
Do you want to
new
take
stuff? going
Yeah,
on?
seriously.
Oh.
That because that was like the first time you really brought it out while we were
Understand.
there, right? Because we had gotten there in the dark.
Yeah. First time there, and the first time I ever flew over water.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was scary.
it was scary.
And
so good.
part of the reason I flew it into the trees, I'm like, get off of the water into the trees.
Just crash anywhere on land.
Oh,
Yeah,
gosh.
Patrick, that is the infamous ALOB.
The infamous ALOB.
Yep.
Hmm.
You got it.
Do you want to try to unplug this and see if it'll
How long is
faster?
the shot?
Maybe.
Well, I
Oh,
would.
wait. Let me pull this over.
I've been trying. I was trying to remember the last time that we were on a live together with Paul and Klair. It was like well before coronavirus. Well before.
Mhm.
Oh, we
It
were
was.
in the.
It was in the before.
Yeah.
Was it the before times?
Oh, for sure.
Oh my gosh, does that make it
Mhm.
better?
Daryl and Annie's back porch. I think.
I remember.
Yeah.
And I know we talked
Not
about
video though, right?
Yeah, I think there was a video, but it was far away. Something.
Mm.
It was definitely not Zoom. I didn't even know what a Zoom was. I don't think at that time in my life.
Okay, so I think we just
These-
solved our speed issue on YouTube. So hopefully, yeah.
Try to play the
Oh,
video.
really?
Yeah, we may have had an extra monitor that was messing
Yeah,
things
I
up.
think the HDMI was slowing the
Mhm.
monitor down. Whatever, we'll see.
Mm.
Yeah. No, we're talking about Guatemala. I think we had been, or we had not been yet. We had been.
We had been.
No.
We
I
hadn't
don't
been
know.
yet.
Wait, when last time y'all talked on
Yeah.
the porch?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe not.
No, I think we were.
I don't think so.
I think we were looking forward to going.
Yeah.
I feel
Yeah.
like I was in the
'Cause
midst
it was-
of buying a house, but maybe I
No,
wasn't.
because
Well.
like
I don't
COVID-
ever remember a time when I was
COVID
not
hit
renovating
right
my house.
when we were about to head out. Like our trip got canceled like a few days before.
No, I
Oh,
know.
sorry.
but
Oh,
we're
no,
talking about
the-
with them.
The time before.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm thinking
It was
of
the
it,
time
yeah.
before.
Doesn't
It
matter.
doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But yeah. So yeah, that was. I mean, needless to say, I think that like that temperature, Renee can attest. Patrick, you're gonna come along with us eventually. We gotta get old Patrick with us. Maybe if Patrick comes, we can put him on the dock and do a
music video.
his
Music
video
video.
for Patrick.
Sounds good.
Love it. Yeah. I'm curious. I mean, we talked earlier a little bit about just sort of the new social dynamics of being just in like during COVID, not necessarily in the way of I don't know, like actually the way that we practice or how we opine or what our opinion is in our home, but how we respond socially and how we adapt socially to a norm that's happening. So Claire was saying, the pressure to please folks who might be afraid, like if you're not wearing, like you're not being sensitive enough, you need to be around. And then, then those that would be like, why are get out of here with that mask and we're not doing that. And do you like as a mom, as a like just sort of like a leader of a household, is the practice sometimes difficult to match up with like how you want it to look, like the optics of the, not even just mask wearing, but like now in like the social.
Well, I think it's hard because I've been thinking
world.
about this whole idea. I don't know if you guys, when you growing up in like youth group or, youth group is where I remember this phrase so often. It was like, leave your masks at home, like take the mask off. Like it was like such a terminology around like being yourself, right? Like showing your authentic self, and not wearing a mask. And so it makes me giggle now, like in this day and age where we're put your mask on, like
cover up,
be behind a mask always. And, whatever. But both like things really have so much, like less, I think sometimes to do with the actual, like I don't know, with it's more about other people and what they think of you. Both things, kind of. When I'm entering a social situation nowadays, yes, of course, if I'm going to the grocery store, because it's, everybody's asking me nicely to wear a mask, of course I'm going to do that, because I want everybody to see that I respect them. But do I always think that like, being 2 feet away from somebody in a mask at the grocery store versus, I don't know. I mean, like I don't know. I haven't done the studies. I've read so many conflicting, so much conflicting information. I don't know for sure what's actually keeping me safe. I just want to socially, make sure that everybody is cool with me.
Wear your mask.
Right? But then that's more of a facade than actually my authentic opinion, So it can be, I don't know.
It's hard when you talk about, and this is what this we kind of talked about this last week too, but like these ideas of death and ideas of faith, like death and faith and sexuality and all these things, all these very big, deep human questions. When you have an opinion about those things, like that's why, I mean, that was very frightening earlier this week to see what happened at the Capitol. Like, but the idea that like people were advocating violence in the name of faith, or the name of their, it just goes to show you that like you can really get that. So it's the same thing with death, with the COVID is that you're talking about people's lives, which are all very important and valid.
Yeah.
And so you're
waiting.
When you're, it's very grave,
right?
Very grave to many people. And so it's like, it's not just a, like I'm being fake. It's literally like, I just want you to know that I care about life, and the lives of people around me. Like I'm one that just says that. And I wish there were other ways to show people that I loved them.
Right. Besides putting this thing over
I'm
my
always
face.
so dumb. Like I'm always the guy like, so how you doing today? Damn it. That's so dumb. Like how else do I show you that I love you? Like other than being a dumb white guy, but like, yeah, but so the mask is an easy way for me to be like,
right,
I'm for your life. You know,
Yeah,
I'm for
Kana, I think
I'm for life. But but then also,
it's right what you said about not knowing, right? Like I don't know, and I think that's the way we should feel. I find myself in retrospect becoming less trustful of people who seem to have a definite knowledge or a definite answer about how to handle any of these situations.
that's
I'm
a
like,
great point.
really? How are you so certain about anything? I don't know how any of us can be certain about
That's a
anything.
really great point, Paul. Yeah.
Do you always go
certainty.
to hang out in person? Do you always wear a mask? Do you not? I think it's all a big jumble of trial and error, and hopefully not too much error.
Right. And
But
then
some people that seem so definite, about any of the, not only the mask wearing, but just handling any of this
right.
pandemic.
Yeah, how often to be in social situations with people that, you don't know where they've been, or all of it.
Mhm.
And it's just an interesting. Yeah, I actually had a conversation recently with a mom whose daughter had gone out into a couple social situations that she had not had permission to go into, and she felt like, she could have been at risk for, she just didn't know what exactly her daughter was exposed to in these social situations. She came home and, her elderly grandparents live with them. And so, the mom's like, like, what do I do? Because now I have to pretend like everything's okay when I'm actually, because what if she actually did bring Corona home and my father did die, does die? Like what, and I said, you don't pretend that's bottom line. You just can't pretend, because I don't know. We just have to be real with the fact that people are dying, and we have to be real with the fact that we also want to love people in person, and we have to be real with I don't know. Anyway.
Well, and then we were saying that that's kind of like history in the making. Like we're learning right now, currently. Like we're learning currently
how to be human in this
in this new circumstance. And like humans are great at that. Like we'll figure it out. We'll figure out how to be loving to one another. And I think, it's just a tense time, though. I mean, it's just a really tense time in society, and so it's just an issue that's tense. Yeah.
I hear you say.
Go ahead.
What were you saying, Claire?
It reminds me of the thing when people love it when, like, you're vulnerable, but it's hard to be vulnerable for yourself.
Right.
So it's hard to share and say what you think, because, like you said, some people have such definite opinions, and you don't know, how they're going to respond. And I am I don't want to say pleasantly surprised, but I'm just surprised because I do care what other people think. And I am influenced by others. And I really do value other people's opinions.
Right.
And so I take that into account. And so it does kind of surprise me when people are just really definite. And so it's been a very interesting challenge for me to be like, what do I really want? Like, even today I was like, what do I really want? Do I really want to go over there in person?
Right.
Or do I really want to do it virtually? Like, what do I really want? Because it was so clouded by
what other people might think or say
around me, and who it would affect.
Right.
If I came, and people that I didn't want to tell that I was going to come over because it would upset them, and it would cause conflict in my relationship with them. And is it worth it? And is there another way? So it's like all these things to navigate. That's frustrating, but it can't just be like a simple, like, hey, let's get together.
Right.
And so I think this, like many things, has been a great opportunity for every person or every family to kind of fine tune their priorities and values of like what is really important. And like for Paul and I, it took us a little time to go back to Mass. But then finally we're like, no, this is really important. And whatever anxiety we have, we're going to, use our anxiety to do it safely.
Right.
But this is important for us.
Right. This is actually priority. Right.
Yeah. So we realize there's a risk, singing, and I have close friends and mentors that thought I was crazy for going to mass.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, that's okay, because it's important for us to go. So we're going to go. But we waited for a very long time to go back to our gym because we love racquetball. But we waited for a very long time to go.
Right.
Yeah.
Totally.
Oh, cool. Just seeing that.
Right.
Yeah, I love what you're saying, Patrick. It's crazy how a simple decision has presented so many complex scenarios. Right. I mean, it's so it's so true. And Claire, I mean, speaking of priority, right? Wouldn't you say that you during this time have really leaned into your priorities a little bit? I know you've changed your whole schedule around. You're not working the same job that you worked for, a lot of years. And all of that. Do you think Corona has played into that a whole lot, or is it just been kind of the time of life that you're in? I'd love to hear more about that.
Oh, Dominic.
We just went off camera. That's okay. It'll be all you.
Yeah. Okay.
Camera
Keep
set.
talking.
Yeah, keep talking.
Okay. Yeah, it was definitely the coronavirus that caused it. I've been a therapist for over 16 years. And I was happy at my job. And then when Corona hit, we started doing telehealth. So like this,
Right.
doing video and mostly telephone, actually, because we have, it was just harder for our patients to do video. And so they just like telephone. But because of that, we actually had I just had more patients because it was easier for them to be on the phone than come to the clinic. So, and at the time our kids were at home doing school. So I actually felt like even though I was working from home, that I was actually working harder than ever.
It was rough.
It was rough. And Paul had comments like, I feel like you're chained to your desk. And I started having, you did. I remember that. I started having chest pains because I think we were trying to figure out what was going on, and we were figuring out schooling at home and having the kids at home, and we have 2 spirited children that have just extra special needs that need more of our attention. And I felt like I was giving my gold, I was giving my best energy to people outside of my family. And so that was the big aha moment when my work wanted me to actually do more hours and come in even earlier.
Right.
And I told them, I need to be able to like get my kids ready for school, then I can come in, and they weren't flexible with me. That was kind of the thing. Because I always ask my patients, is this person or is this job looking out for your well-being? And I couldn't then answer that.
Right. And if you're answering that question for yourself, you're like, no, this job is actually not looking out for my best interest. Yeah. It's you've been such an inspiration to me in that story, and just really leaning into what you actually value and what you take as most important. So how's your schedule treating you now? Is it feeling better yet?
Thank you. It's definitely been a transition. I find I'm a schedule girl, so it's been a little I feel scattered sometimes, but totally feel the blessing of it and feel a lot more energy, and feel like I can give my best to the family.
To your
team. Yeah, it's great. For me and for the kids, I think it's great. Still able to have her therapy clients, when she wants. That was one of the things we talked about. I want and we want her to be able to do as much of the kind of work that she wants to, but not feel obligated to beyond what she wants to do. So those are woven in more opportune times throughout the day, and she's able to fully be present, in the morning to the kids. And we have our morning prayer time, alone together, before the kids. And then
y'all have an amazing porch. If we were to do it in person again, we're going to go out of y'all's porch. For me, it's a dream out there. You guys, I'm sure you take advantage of it often.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, we really appreciate it.
Did y'all get
we love it.
fountain installed yet?
It's this week. It's happening.
Oh my god.
That's
The
so
masonry is in place, just
Awesome.
working on the plumbing and the electrical. Yeah.
Yeah, since Paul couldn't do a 40th birthday,
Mm-hmm.
we did a fountain for him. So
Nice.
he loves water, the sound of water, and with his dad living there to see out his window, our window.
That's awesome.
I mean, we already love being
Water-
outside as much as possible, but wanted to hopefully encourage us and him to be outside even
Mhm.
more, just to enjoy that.
Yeah, I love it. That's so awesome. What
That's sweet. That is cool. Well, tell us what you're up to right now, Claire. I know you guys were on Fox 26 the other day with Control the Chaos.
Yes. So for about 10 years, I've had 10 years plus had a organizing business, and Miss Kana's a big part of that. And so
But
we
are
love
y'all
to
back like full force now? Or what's
No, we are working with some return clients. We've done a couple garages and a couple things, but we're not pushing anything right now. So if people reach out, we're doing things, but just as we're all moms right now and kind
Right.
of navigating things.
Still navigating all the.
So I think we're all kind of like waiting for, just the spring to kind of settle. But I tell you what, back in June, when Houston had like really good numbers, like we got a lot of calls. So I know that when people feel that it's safer to have people back in homes, they want that. So
I think people see clutter a lot more now that they're stuck at home.
I
Yeah.
think you're right.
Seriously.
People,
Yeah.
I
Needs to
do
change.
see that as a trend. People are wanting to make their homes function. I'm sorry, I'm talking over you probably.
No, that
yeah.
wow.
That was one of the things they talked about on. They did a couple sessions on the news, and one of them was. I thought it was a great point. Everybody was kind of thrown into the working at home thing this last year in 2020.
Right.
But now going into a new year, people are kind of accepting that I'm going to be doing that. Some people for a longer period of time, and then maybe going back to the office. Some people staying at home, maybe indefinitely.
Mhm.
Right.
But the idea of making it more intentional
Mhm.
and
Right.
purposeful in how you use the space at a home
Dedicating
office.
spaces, right,
Totally.
for that. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. That'd be a cool business to go into. Is like creating the home Zoom studio, or maybe Zoom isn't what people use, but like
Right. Whatever the platform
turning
is.
turning one bedroom in your home into your office where you can do digital stuff like that. Like we're talking about a
Mhm.
studio sort of
Yeah.
set out in
Mhm.
Dom's.
Man cave.
What is it called?
Vibe
Yeah.
No, it's my room.
It's
Dom's room.
It's not
Dom's
the vibe
It's
shack
not a vibe
anymore.
shack anymore. It's just
Is
Dom's
that
room.
old news?
Room.
Yeah.
Is that the name? Dom's room.
Room.
Yeah,
Dom's room. We should probably just call it his
It's
bedroom.
crazy when I walked in there today, I was like, oh my gosh, it like feels like a room in the house. It doesn't feel like a room in the garage anymore.
No, it's
And
awesome.
that's what I think is the medical thing. Is like when you do enough that you want to be a base. And
Right.
from what I hear, you did a lot of work, Dom, in that when I saw the garage sale and all the stuff that you did.
And we saw all the kids hanging out there because it's a cool place.
Yeah.
They do.
And that's
like
what's so cool.
Dom's room.
The space we're in, the best thing that came out of the whole news thing is that we redid this whole office. We
I love
painted
it.
in here. It used to be kind of like a white gray.
Yeah.
And so we took everything out. And before it was too cluttered in here. And I didn't want to come in here, even though my desk is in here.
It
Wow.
does. It does. Gorgeous.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And
Yeah, we're trying to
so,
figure out where our backdrop is for this thing. That like last week we had the Christmas tree up, and now it's a beautiful Erickson. Which last night we watched his. Do you remember he was on Scott the Painter was on Price is Right? He won the Showcase Showdown on the Price is Right.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
So we
that was
watched. My children
remember.
had never seen an episode of The Price is Right.
So I was telling him earlier.
I
Watch Price is
love
Right.
it.
And then we watched, this one where
Scott
Scott
Erickson.
won.
That was funny.
And dude, it was perfect. It was like
Wow.
$19.99, and he was like, he had a bleach blonde hair and cargo shorts.
Out of control.
Was it? Were y'all
And
able to see the whole
and a hemp
episode?
necklace.
No, it just
It
was
just
his like
just
his
his
pieces.
Yeah,
pieces.
just
Okay.
pieces of his episode.
I'm-
It looked like it was on a
Which
VHS.
one?
Like the show had mailed him VHS.
That's hilarious.
Like,
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
yeah.
So
Was that still Drew Carey era, or was that
No, it
Bob
was
Barker?
Bob Barker.
Bob
No, it was
Barker.
20.
Oh, yeah?
Wow. That's
Wow.
awesome.
2 years ago.
No,
Man.
Wow,
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
right,
Sure,
yeah.
sure.
that's cool.
Oh, yeah, whatever it was.
Do you see?
Yeah.
Oh, we've got dog coming in on the microphone here.
What do? You want to come up here?
No.
Yeah,
No.
come
Not
on.
coming up here.
Come on.
Anyway,
So
friends, good catching up with y'all. And Paul, Paul, dude, I've been loving creating with you at St. Constantine. That's
Yeah.
been that's been so awesome. I know you've got a lot of cool stuff going on right now, other than Constantine.
That was so fun.
You illustrated
Yeah,
illustrated a book.
Yeah, bucket list item.
So good.
It was amazing. It was such a long process, but really excited about it.
Yeah, we're gonna
was
talk
awesome.
to Matt and Stephanie next week, so we'll be talking.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. But
nice.
yeah,
Beckett Wants to Be a Priest is the name of the book.
it's awesome. It reminds me of that boy you drew for Beyond. Do you remember you used to do the posters
Yeah,
for Adore?
yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, the Adore series is back in the day.
Yeah,
And Beyond.
Yeah, those are
made a
fun.
little space guy.
Somehow he
Yeah.
reminds you of this.
That was a great.
Yeah, he was like staring up. Do you still have those, Emily? Do we still have those old posters?
Or at least the files.
They're Adore.
I have the file somewhere.
That
I
would
don't
make
have
sense.
Probably with
Or
Adore.
For
Yeah.
a while, I did have that printed poster, but I don't think I have it anymore.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Hmm.
That was a good one.
The book. It's
Yeah.
on my bookshelf somewhere, but I don't know.
I think we sold it in the garage sale, actually.
No, we didn't.
Just kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then yeah, so then that, and then Downrock, you're still producing all that stuff. Like, I don't know. For me, art has a major role, I think, in society and just day-to-day life. But it got weird when art started becoming something of a business that manipulated and based on analytics and these types of things. Like, as an artist, a digital artist, where do you you're on Instagram, but I went and looked at your two personal Instagrams, and that's doesn't seem to be a major priority for you, but as a business or an artist. Yeah, no, no, it's great.
Yeah.
I don't either. If you go on my Instagram, you'll see pictures of my kids and my wife, and I'm not using it as a ministry platform or anything like that. So I don't know,
Yeah.
where do you what's your thoughts on that? I'd love to get your take just on sort of where we're at, because again, there's whole swaths of society that are being, kind of swept away by media right now into weird thoughts. What do you do?
Yeah. Yeah, I see. I think it's kind of, in a way, I'm kind of in a weird spot where art is an integral part of my living, right? And it takes on different forms. It's usually not, or very rarely is it strictly aesthetic visual art, right?
Right.
It's either in video or graphic design or illustration, which is rare. That's one of the reasons I really enjoyed doing that book.
Yeah. So
It was
pure.
kind of I got to play for hours on end for months, so I do try to seek out the jobs where I am able to fulfill that creative desire and the fun part. Of course,
Yeah.
I can't always lean on the fun jobs, or rely on them. But so at times I'm kind of envious. I'm always, I guess you'd call it researching it. I don't think of it that way, but I'm always looking at other people's creations,
Yeah.
digital art and video production. And in a way, I'm envious of people who just do these things just for fun on YouTube. You know, it's like for no other reason but to entertain or to create beauty or something cool. So I like that, but I try to find ways to do that in the things that I have to do or get to do as my work.
As your income.
That's one of the reasons I really love your idea with St. Constantine video.
Yeah.
You know, done lots of videos that promote organizations or schools, churches. But when you said like everybody does a promo video or does a fundraising video like this, let's do something that's fun,
different,
funny. I'm
fun.
like,
yeah, I think I think in our first meeting we said something like, let's give a gift to our families. Like rather than think of it as a promotion for our families at St. Constantine. Let's give a gift to them. Let's make them laugh. Let's let's let them share it on social media like they're proud of it. And I think that that's different from art that you have to sort of generate. And it's so classic. I mean, we could have made a really idiotic satire, like we were talking about of the promo video,
right?
And sponsor ad, that sort of thing with that voiceover. But yeah, I mean, I love creating with you, and simply because when I say things like "what if" or we do that, you're always one that's like, yeah, we get to play. Let's like play with the sandbox or the colors or the that sort of creative process is way more fun than copying and pasting. I find so often, and that's what's so disappointing about like these movements, social movements and people that are being sort of like their brains are just, if they only knew their brains are just being hijacked by colors and shapes and the way things are presented to them. It's an age-old process that has a science. And I remember you said something one time, Paul, you were like, when I really got excited about graphic design is when I realized that every little logo that's on every little thing in your car, on doors, on books was designed by somebody. That that was like that I still think about that all the time. Like, like graphic art is everywhere, and it can be tricky, or it can be beautiful outside the box and that kind of thing. So there's a lot of poor art out there, bad art out there. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, because it's trying to accomplish something other than
beauty,
just
or
creation of beauty and beautiful art. I think, which is different than somebody who is learning but putting things out there to their best. That doesn't mean that's crap, just because they're newer to it.
Right.
But it's one of the ways I know when I'm loving the work I'm doing is when I'm not thinking about the hours that it's taking. I'm not thinking about the pay, but I'm like, I want it to be good for the sake of goodness.
Yeah.
Right.
And your business model
and that's what I felt with that last video.
Yeah. Yeah, no, totally. And your business model of kind of on like, being kind of resident artists at different places, I think is really awesome. And it's reminiscent of times when artists were like provided for by their patrons and people who we use so and so as the
because we
painter
value
for the
their
sign
art
in my window.
Right.
Like, guys like that used to be, that was their job, and they got to create and write the menu and on the talk whatever, but they knew they had a solid job everywhere they went. They could create art with people who were going to provide for them. And it's so weird nowadays because you don't have to have those relationships. You just have to have the algorithms and know the analytics of getting your product, your art, or whatever it is out there. It can be good though too. Like, I mean, we're trying, like we're going to try to engage and try to do more stuff like this. So, I just admire you for that. Like you've played, man. It's so amazing. Like you know, you play for a living, Paul Latino. It's awesome.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I told Claire the other day, like, isn't it great being your own boss? Like, of course, you know, it's newer to her,
Yeah.
but ever since I left the office life, of course there are setbacks and at times detrimental cons,
Right.
to being your own boss. But I just love the freedom to be creative and to pursue. And if somebody's goal is to put as much work out there and get as many jobs as possible, then you have to do things to make that happen. But if your goal is just to do what you're meant to be doing, and
Yeah.
which is what I try to do.
I love
what I'm meant to
Tiffany.
do.
Tiffany nailed it. I mean, that is the
Living the dream, right? When you can do what you love and find a way to make a living doing it.
But don't you think like
Mhm.
I mean, here's my caveat to that. I don't think people who live their dreams are able to buy ranches or boats.
Not all of them. Some
I
of
don't
them might be
know.
able
There's
to.
there's so few people. I feel like I always feel like there's a percentage somewhere around 30% of like 30% of your job is stuff that you really don't want to do. And 70% is
sure.
like living your dream. If you're doing 100% of that all the time, I'm not sure you're making a living.
Well, sure. But
you were like you
even
gained
Paul
up
was
to
saying.
100.
Well, even Paul was just saying that, like,
Yeah.
his.
No,
I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
he loves the creative aspect of it. He loves being able to play with it. He loves being able to not count the
I know,
hours.
and that's what I'm saying. I'm not sure
But
he's ever
there-
going to buy a ranch.
No, but he's also said.
Maybe you will.
I don't know whether
I
you're gonna buy a
hope
ranch
I'm-
or not. That's not my point. My point is, there's
No, that's
also
what
you
my
also
point
take the jobs. You also take the jobs that like actually pay the bills. Even if they're not your most creative or your most fun.
100%. That's what I'm
right.
saying. 70-30.
Right.
And if you want to buy a ranch, you're going to have to do more BS.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Says Annie Hickman. I don't want to buy a ranch, so I'm good.
I know people with ranches. Or you. Yeah, there's nothing easy, Yeah. Yeah, living the dream. Tiffany.
Tiffany, girl, I wish we should have them on soon too.
Yeah.
The Hogue family. I miss these people.
Peace, girl.
I miss these people in person. It's good.
Yeah, I know.
All I want is a trailer.
Oh, it's just a really
just want a 17-foot trailer.
It's a very, very specific goal I have in my life. Okay, that I'm like, I kind of wish I could achieve, but then I have to decide, like, oh no, but I still want to like, I like children, and I like
I like children.
I like
the 8 we already have.
Yeah, I like more. Yeah, no, there's priorities that come up where you want to continue to do your playing and that which like the talent and stuff, but then that you have to do 30% in order to provide for yourself, but you're not going to be. I guess I could have been more shrewd. I guess that's what I'm saying is like, you could be more shrewd and you could be more like, I could probably give another 30% to,
to the BS?
Making money. Yeah. Or whatever. Right. But why? We're good. I don't need a ranch.
Well, and I think too, we have to realize what season we're in, and we both have young children right now,
Right.
that pine for our attention. But it's not going to always be that way.
Yeah.
And
True.
I will never forget, like one of my first years in therapy. There was a mom that her children just had their own life. It was like kind of an adult child had left their life. And I remember the mom like wanted to die, like, because the mom felt like she had no purpose. And I remember thinking like, man, what a hard balance. Like you have to like give so much to your child, but like, yet you need to be able to let your child go. And so it made me think early on in life, like I always want to have a little bit of some kind of work or something,
fulfilling
of my own
to do.
identity. Yeah, that I don't put that pressure on my children, that I feel fulfilled by them. Like, I know being a mom is a huge, huge, huge part of my vocation.
Right.
Huge part. But at that time, I wasn't a mom yet. So it was interesting having that perspective.
Yeah.
But I have friends now that have, children that are essentially out of the house, or like
On
just
their way out.
teenagers, college, and have like free time. I'm like, what? What is this free
What
time?
is free time?
I don't know. And so it's giving me this perspective that we're gonna have time to work more hours.
Right.
And I realized that the job that I just left, if I was a single person, it would have been a great vocation. Like, it would have been awesome. Like, it could have been my job and my ministry and like my adopted children. But I can't do that with my stage of life.
Right.
But when all my children don't want to be with me anymore, it may be great, So I think it's also, we have to look at the season we're in.
That's beautiful.
And have that balance of like,
So
I gotta
it's
work
just
and
not
pay the
range
bills.
season. That's what she's trying to say. It's just not range season.
It's just
You're not trying to make money, and you're gonna have all this expertise, and people are gonna pay you $1,000 an hour for your expertise. And
Maybe so.
Yeah, for sure. We I love that idea of seasons. That makes it does resonate. And I think that sometimes when it is difficult, and I think children are a good measure of that sometimes too, because as you start to experience adolescence, or being a parent of an adolescent, you kind of go through this moment where you realize actually the time is sort of running out.
Right.
Like, I actually only have a certain amount of time here. My season with this child in this way is about to change. And so, there's moments where you want to, like you said, like protect them and hold on to them and do this thing. And you realize like, oh, I can do that with a way that's like accepting of like that this is only a season, that rather than engage in an altercation or like, try to make something right or correct or whatever the thing is, like maybe I should be just a little bit more wary of the fact that it's just a season right now, and I want this to be a good, healthy season and a good healthy transition. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I love the idea that like the seasons and how it does change, and seasons of career. I mean, for sure. I work at a school. I love it. It's like I get to see my kids every day. It's a season. It's awesome for this season for me to be. Not to mention the tuition discount. Thanks, John Mark.
Right.
Yeah.
I know, and it makes sense. Like, it's just, it's like an amazing fit.
Yeah. That's great. I want to see what is anybody saying anything of interest?
Just echoing the good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thanks, time
Yeah,
keeper.
we love that. That's so good. Well, good.
I was thinking about you guys when we were talking about doing this, of course, but also before, how lots of industries have been devastated by the coronavirus. And you guys, it's not an industry per se, but your ministry and a large part of your vocation is communal, right? So I know it has struck you guys quite hardly.
Well, it's just there's so much question of what is priority, right? Because we do find it to be priority to get to know our neighbors and love our neighbors and all of that, but
and I think
how to
it is
do
like the
that
hardest
in this
the
new
hardest
age.
thing is continue, like, knowing that something is right. It's a movement. We're not Del Rey is not anything, and we're not claiming to do any of that, but the idea of not being able to actually practice the thing that we sort of that we preach and that we encourage people to do, that's been really hard. But again, I think it's that detachment of going like, this is something that I can sacrifice for this moment in time, and really, I mean, there's so many ways to do it otherwise, you know?
Right.
And so it's not simply the open porch. It's so many other ways to be neighborly and love our neighbors. And we have, you know, we have a cul-de-sac now and a house that has a floor
and a really large yard. And so
Sunday,
outdoor spaces are really
So I think Sundays we're going to start
wonderful.
gathering again. If y'all want to hang out, we're thinking like Sundays,
Nice.
1 to 5, cul-de-sac, backyard, outdoor, you know,
outdoor type congregating where, you know, if people feel comfortable.
Friday just turned into like a big teenage party, which I love.
Yeah.
But Sunday would promote families coming
Quinn.
with their teenagers.
Yeah.
Don't you think? Like
Yeah.
there'd be more families coming, teenagers coming with their families.
Yeah.
No, it'll
Uh-huh.
be just families, and then the teenagers will come.
Ah, come
The
on.
teenagers may not come
You
on
gotta
Sundays.
get the teenagers.
Well,
You
whatever.
have to. Yeah, no, it's your job. Anyway, all right. Well, I think it's an awesome place to wrap up. We'll maybe hang with you guys on Sunday. Thanks so much for.
Otherwise, we'll see you in the neighborhood.
Thanks for
Yeah.
having us, guys. Yeah, we'll see you in the hood.
Yeah, you're
Maybe
welcome.
on the bikes.
Oh, love y'all. Wait.
Yeah.
Thank you
Right.
guys for having us.
We're gonna post their websites and all their information online,
The
so you
description.
know, so you know what's up with Control the Chaos and Downrock Creative and all the things we mentioned in this episode. Thanks for joining us, Patrick, Renee, Tiffany. You guys are diehard.
Ryan O'Hara was
Ryan-
here for a
Ryan
second.
O'Hara
He
was here.
earlier.
It's amazing.
Still is, but-
Thanks, and anybody else who's gonna watch this in the future.
I can't. I need my glasses to read everything Tiffany's saying, but we'll.
Oh.
But
Gosh,
Yeah.
isn't that your job, glasses person?
all right.
Oh wait.
Hmm.
It's probably a great
No,
comment.
it's okay.
Yeah.
No, it's so good.
Always.
Oh gosh, yes, all the things. There's so much.
We love you guys.
Love y'all
you
too.
You
guys.
too.
Bye.
Good night.
Love you
Good
guys.
night. Mwah. Mwah.
God bless.
Bye.
This
Good
was fun.
night.
All right.